everyone, it's Emily, and today I'm going to be talking about what I'm going to be reading in the month of February. I have a lot on deck that I'm incredibly excited about, so let's just jump right in. This will be in 3 different sections. There are a couple of books I'm reading for book clubs that I kind of want to highlight first because these are hopefully ones that I will get to before the meetups. So one is The Way We Eat Now by Bea Wilson, and she's an acclaimed food writer and historian, and this just talks about the way our food system is now, what's working, what's not working, and what needs to be improved. So really excited to dig into this one. For the other one, I actually finally bit the bullet and got an Audible subscription because it was not on Scribd, and the library, I couldn't access it through the library in time for the actual meetup. So I went ahead and started an Audible trial, and actually I'm really excited to use Audible to kind of fill in the audiobooks that I either can't get through Scribd or are more difficult to get through the library. Anyway, so the book that I'm talking about is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I actually have no idea what this book is about and probably should have looked it up, but I don't know what it's about. I just know that that is the next book in a feminist book club meetup that I am in, and so I am just going to be reading whatever the book is for the month. And so that is the book for this month, or for February. So I'll be reading that. And I also am going to be reading some books for Blackathon. I actually didn't cross-reference these with the actual prompts for Blackathon, and I'll double check and see which ones they do or don't fit, but regardless, honestly, of whether or not they fit the prompts, these are the books that I'm super excited about that are by Black authors. And so I really just, like, these are the books I'm reading, whether or not they actually fit any prompts. So just gonna get started with them. One that I really would love to get to is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This has been on my list for such a long time. It was on my list of top books that I want to get to and top series I want to get to in 2020. Perfect time to start. So this follows in a world where the Earth basically is kind of a character in and of itself, and it's kind of on the brink of catastrophe. The Earth is kind of on the brink of catastrophe constantly, and earthquakes and other things that cause physical destruction. There are people here who have the ability to kind of help control the Earth, but their power is feared. And it also follows a woman whose one kid has been murdered, the other has been kidnapped, and she's trying to find her living child who has been kidnapped. It's very difficult to describe from what I've seen other people describe this book as who have read it. So I'm just excited to dig in because I've heard so many people with similar reading tastes absolutely rave about this series. And so I'm excited to get started on this one. The next one is a Fairy Loot book that I have not had the chance to pick up yet, so I figured this would be a perfect opportunity. This is A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. This one follows 2 princesses who I think need to battle for the queendom. I'm forgetting the synopsis, but I know it involves 2 princesses who are in some sort of opposition and need to duke it out, basically. And so I'm excited. I've heard great things about this one. I've been really excited to pick this one up, so perfect opportunity. And of course, I obviously had to put Slay by Brittany Morris on this list, and this one I hauled recently. I'll be sure to link that haul. And so pumped for this. This is a signed copy that I managed to get from Barnes & Noble. This follows Kiera, who is a high school student who has created a virtual reality game called Slay, and in the real world someone is killed over a conflict that somehow revolves around the game, and people start to call this game racist and violent, and she basically has to kind of figure out what to do in response and figure out how to kind of balance trying to be the anonymous creator of this game, but also needing to kind of confront what's going on publicly. And super interested. I was already interested before Jessie read and mentioned this book for their Black Girl Magic series. And then I got really, really excited to read this one. And of course I'll get to as many of these as I can throughout the month, but these are going to be the main things that I focus on for Blackathon. So the last section of my TBR is going to be basically just books that I know will come available on Libby, on audio through my library, just based on how many people are in line in front of me. So I'm pretty sure that the following books at some point in the near future, probably sometime in February, are going to become available, and that includes The Darkest Shade of Magic, the first book in this series, and then I have the other one on hold too, but this one is going to be coming up pretty soon. And this follows Kel, who can travel between 4 parallel Londons, and I think at one point smuggles one thing from one London to another, and that goes awry. So this is from B.E. Schwab. Very excited about this one. I also will soon have access to the audiobook for Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. So this one, I've heard the audiobook is really good, so I'm kind of eager to give this a try on audio and see if I like it. And yeah, this one follows Laszlo Strange, who is an expert on the lost city of Weep and gets the opportunity to go there. That's really all I know about this series, but I just heard so many good things about this one, and I love Laini Taylor's writing. I also should be getting access to Graceling by Kristen Kishore very soon, and I think the second and third one are also on Libby as well, or at least I would be able to access them relatively quickly after reading this one, but there was a slight wait on this one, but should be coming up pretty soon. This one follows Katza, who lives in a world where there are some people who are blessed with graces or specific abilities to do things, and her to do different things, really. So her grace is the ability to kill people, and as the niece of the king, this kind of becomes a complicated grace to have, and I hope that there's a lot of cool politics in here, and yeah. I actually already have access to the next one, so this will be one that I listen to very soon, and that is The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. I reversed the dust jacket. This is the fairy loot art that was on the reverse side of the dust jacket, so I just went ahead and reversed it because I thought the artwork was really cool. Whatever. So this one follows a world where there are different castes that are kind of named after different birds. So the lowest caste is the crow, and they are tasked with cleaning up the remains of people who have died by, I don't know if it's some sort of disease or something, and they're the only ones who are immune to it. So they get to clean up the bodies of the people of other castes who have died from this disease. And at one point, I think a prince joins their ranks as part of, there's I think a group of crows who want to rebel. They come across the prince at some point. I don't know. But yeah, this is a fairy loot, and this is one of the few fairy loots from kind of earlier on in the year that I haven't read yet, so I want to go ahead and get this one read. And on Scribd, there's the second book in this series. So Children of Virtue and Vengeance is on Scribd. And so I think I want to go ahead and listen to this one as well. And this would also be perfect for Blackathon. So yeah, I've been meaning to listen to the second one or read the second one. I would like to kind of listen to it and just see if it's one that I would like to own physically. I really enjoy Children of Blood and Bone overall, so I'm hopeful that the next one in this series will be one that I really love. So yeah, we'll see if I like it, and if I do, then at some point I can own a physical copy, but for now I would love to listen to the audiobook. So yeah, a lot on deck, a lot of audiobooks planned, and so we'll see how many I can actually get to, and hopefully with the sequence that I have on Libby of when they should be available, I hope it'll work out for me to be able to at least get some of these series started and then continue on with them throughout the spring. So that's kind of a sneak peek of future TBRs, as well as me going to be finishing this series that I'm starting on audio coming up. So yeah, that is everything that I have on deck for the month of February. I hope you're excited for Blackathon, and I hope you are excited for this TBR. Let me know if you've read any of these, and what you thought about them. Let me know what you're going to be reading in the month of February as well. And I'll be sure to link my Twitter and Instagram down below. That's where I like to hang out. I'll link both my book one and my personal / climate one, as well as my climate channel in case you're interested. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.